Should we like change up our location?
No. It's not like Chris changes up his location. It's always gotten the same dark hole and changes the lights every now and then. But it's always like a different segment.
Silly Willy. Did you just flick me off?
I didn't. I put my pinky out. Should have shirts with hummingbirds on it.
I mean, I'm sure I've got some hummingbird designs. We can embroider on.
Supposed to think positively for the new year. It's the new year.
What's more positive than a hummingbird?
Well, it's kind of like self-deprecating constantly.
Because
Every time I look at it and be like, oh.
it's so small.
Oh, it's like a nipple, but down there. This is totally irrelevant. Actually, it's kind of relevant. Watch, I'm going to spin this to be actually relevant.
Are you relevant?
What's up and welcome to Company Outfitter Say It with Stitches. Here we are. It's 2019!
We should wear like party hats.
We should, but we don't have any. We're so discombobulated. I didn't sleep last night. Cause stuff.
Have we started?
Yeah, we started. Like all the stuff that I was
This is
doing.
the game right now.
Yeah, well, we're here. I'm just doing it off the cuffish. So yeah, but we're staying consistent. You know? It ain't pretty, but we're gonna make it prettier. Yeah. But we touched on something last time, which was not that. Saw your look. It's gonna be kind of short, to the point. This one, but we touched on personal and professional relationships. Oh, we're talking about hiring and finding the right
Last time we
people.
were talking about finding the right,
Mm-hmm.
the right non-Dan.
The right non-DBD. But that ties into the other relationships that are inseparably attached to your business, because any relationship, even in the personal sense, ties back into your business. And you and I have had some histories as far as things that affected the direction of our lives. So we both had some relationships in our past, professional and otherwise, that have affected us, and they can massively derail the course of whatever it is that we're trying to do. History does that. And the reason why I say this is because it's appropriate for the new year. I basically kicked off the year by saying I'm just done being sorry for myself and make cool stuff like that.
Don't be sorry for yourself.
Yeah, well, I was. And part of it was realizing that I was just hung up on a circumstance that just wasn't going to pan out. And even if it does, like I don't have any control over it. And I was allowing it to distract me from important things. And I would say 4 out of the 5 things in my life were going really well, and the one thing in my life that wasn't going well was derailing everything else.
It kind of makes me think about this song that Audrey has learned from her daycare. It's called the Hummingbird Song. And basically it goes, I am the boss of me, and you are the boss of you.
That's really good.
And it basically breaks down that you can't control others.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you can only control your own actions.
Yeah.
So if you aren't succeeding at something or doing something that you should be doing, you only have one person to blame.
Yourself. Yeah. Yeah. It's tricky because
The
you
other
got to
side
talk.
of that is don't blame others.
Yeah.
Or don't rat on others.
Yeah. And the other part of that was like, yeah, life throws some crappy hands your way, And you do have to accept that, and you do have to look at it objectively. Be like, okay, hey, like there was a crappy hand, and that sucks. That was out of my control. But there's a point where you can confide in people, and then you just have to kind of go, okay, like that's enough. I have to help myself because I can't expect everybody to like pull me up by my bootstraps and get going again.
We are the generation of resilience.
No, I would say that's like post-depression. They were really freaking resilient. They had to go through some crap. And then they had like a war before and then a war after.
They say that we are the age of resilience because
We're just stubborn.
well, we have to figure out new ways to make ends meet. Depending on how you look at it or not, the jobs that were around in the 60s, 70s, 80s is not a good decade to say,
Yeah.
and the 90s aren't really there now because they've changed so much due to technology, environmental factors, all that. So, now you have people that are making money off of yoga or,
Yeah.
influencing Instagram or
Just existing, basically.
it's that entrepreneurial age where you have to find new ways to make money
Yeah.
and
And all that.
satisfaction.
And that is important because I think when you have to think in that way to make a livelihood and you have to be creative, you can't allow your bad associations and your history to bog you down. And we certainly had our moments, but at some point you just got to, I mean, like when you took on this gig, you didn't know what the hell you were doing.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah. And you had to figure it out, so you really couldn't afford the distraction of
I came
whatever.
from a background of hotels and restaurants where I was working 24/7, 365,
It's a long time.
with the schedule going from mornings into evenings into afternoons into maybe a day off.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of that, 2008, it was hourly work where hours were getting cut because there wasn't the money for people to go on vacations and spend anymore. And,
Yep.
now I've got something where I have
You're responsible
pretty
for
much all the
everything.
control.
Yeah. Well, and with the control means you have to control everything, all of the chaos and all of the good. So there's just no room for baggage or drama.
And always trying to figure out new ideas.
Yeah. So it's a brief one, just to get 2019 rolling.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
I have new blogs
But
coming out.
yeah,
And
new,
be
new
bigger
stuff's coming.
social media influence.
Yeah. Speaking of Steam,
What are your resolutions?
I don't do resolutions, honestly. I usually try to get ahead of it, like 2 or 3 months ahead of time. But I think if I did have to settle on a resolution this year, that morning was stop feeling sorry for myself. That's it. Yours?
I don't like to call it a resolution,
Yeah.
but I gotta lose the gut. But that's more of a lifestyle change. It's not a resolution.
Yeah. It's a point where you make a
It's just me
decision.
going, I need to
Make a
be able
change.
to tie my shoes without struggling.
Yeah. Yeah. All of which makes you more effective. So that's it. Kind of short, to the point.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Make sure that you like or thumbs up or subscribe or
There's like a
like the
ringing
page
bell.
or click the notification bell if you're on YouTube. And
Like,
share this with people
share.
if it makes sense. Yeah.
Echelon Media.
Echelon Media.
Say
That's me.
this company out there.
Yep. That is us. That is we. And we are out.
Mark, the Asian cabinet.
I'm the head Asian.